that help? It's kind of an obvious question, but how does that help build chemistry and help you all get to know each other? And I assume it pays off on the field.
Mallory, go ahead and answer first, and then Kayla, you can follow.
Leaving Wednesday, come back Sunday, so there's a lot of time spent with our team. This weekend we have a 7-hour bus trip, so you can imagine how those bus trips go. A lot of singing, loud talking. I mean, girls on a bus, like what could be much better? So definitely, I think it helps us grow closer, especially because we had this long winter break. 2 months is a lot longer than the normal 2 weeks we usually have on winter break. So I think it'll give us some time to kind of get to know each other a little more. And as the games are going on, we can kind of talk about those and how we felt on the field and communicate a little better with all of the time that we have on the road.
So ironically, you would think that the amount of time we spend together at practice, that we couldn't get enough of each other. But I think that some of my favorite memories have actually come from bus trips, of us riding together and sleeping on the floor of the bus. And I know we'll be socially distanced on the bus this year, but this will be the first time that we get to actually spend a bunch of quality time together, because a lot of the fall has been socially distanced, practicing in house groups and whatnot. So I'm really excited to get to hang out with everybody and grow as a team.
John Wong?
Yes, this is for both of you. When I look at Kentucky softball, I kind of view it as almost the poster sport for the NCAA. You've got teamwork, you've got sacrifice, you've got all you guys playing for the love of the game. And yet now this COVID situation kind of sweeps in and you lose some of that. I mean, you lose the crowds, the passion associated with that. Do either one of you feel cheated? And how do you process going through something like that? Because this is supposedly one of the greatest times in your life.
We'll start with Mallory again and then go to Kayla.
Great question. And yes, it has been a roller coaster of emotions and everything. And I wouldn't say that cheated is the right word, but I think there's always something to take away from the situation at hand. You can't always control what life throws at you. Kind of like the pitcher, you can't control what they're going to throw at you, but you have the opportunity to respond in the way that you want to respond, and the way that you want people to feel your effect of how you respond. So I think that our team has done a great job of kind of responding in a positive attitude, in a positive way. This summer, we actually had a summer competition of our at-home workouts. Due to COVID, we couldn't be together here like normal in the summer. So we had a competition where we were like texting each other every single day. Everybody had to send in like their workouts and everything. And I think that was a good way to get everybody together and look at the new year in a positive way. And instead of just saying like, oh, COVID sucks, like we could have easily just not worked out all summer. So I think our team did really good at responding in a good way over the summer.
So I think given the circumstances of last year, it's very easy to look at it as we got cheated out of a season, we got cheated out of a semester of school. But I also think that it's very beneficial to look at it of like not dwelling on the bad and looking at what can come out of it, because I could have spent the entirety of last fall thinking I got cheated out of a season. I haven't played in 10 months. Or I can look at it as like, this is my opportunity. I didn't know if I was going to get to play or have practice in the fall. Now I do. And I think a lot of our teammates kind of felt the same way. We didn't know what we were going to get. We didn't know if we'd have to quarantine for 2 weeks at any point. And just the fact that we got to come in and practice every day, we took it as a new opportunity every single day. And I think that made us more grateful for it.
Larry Vaught?
Yeah, Kayla, just wondering, I had a chance to talk to Rachel last week, and she told me she thought you could be the best leadoff hitter she's ever had at Kentucky. Wonder what that means to you. And also, Mallory, then I would wonder if you would comment on whether you think Coach Lawson's right about that or not.
Well, thank you, Coach Lawson. I think that's very flattering. I am a very confident person in my abilities and my skills. Very rarely do I look at a challenge when it comes to offense and I'm deterred from it. So I do think those are big shoes and big words to follow after, but I look at it as a challenge and something that I can strive towards the entirety of the season.
Mallory, you want to address it?
Yes. When you said that, reminded me, sorry. Kayla is she's correct. She's very confident in her abilities. And you can tell when she steps up to the plate, steps up in the on deck circle, she is going to go to town on you. There's no holding back for Kayla. And she's just somebody that that's going to be all for the team and do whatever that needs to be done. She's going to be ruthless, but then she's going to be your friend after the game. So she's someone that's definitely you want at the top of your lineup and someone that you want to be in the batter's box for sure.
Thank you, Val.
Jeff Drummond?
Yes, Mallory, I was wondering when you had to shut it down, how difficult was that for someone who had their swing and especially your power going like it was last year? And are you optimistic that you can kind of pick up where you left off?
People have asked me kind of the same question recently after the season was over. And I think it almost would have been worse to end on a bad note. Just because for coming into this season, you don't know what to expect because 10 months ago you were in a slump. So I'm grateful for where I left off. And I feel like in practice right now, I'm kind of getting back into that groove as we're scrimmaging twice a week off our own pitchers. So I'm kind of feeling really comfortable in the box right now. And I'm feeling comfortable that I'll be able to pick up where I left off soon, hopefully. So.
John Long.
Kayla, one of the things that you're known for is your speed. Can you address how the team speed is going to fit into this year? And are you the fastest person on the team?
So I wouldn't go as far to say I'm the fastest person on the team. I think Riley Smith holds that position. Vanessa is also very tight up there. I think we're all neck and neck. But I think one thing that's interesting is this year when I look at our team, I don't ever really look at any one person and think, oh, they're a red runner. Sure, we have our POs, but they aren't going to be base running. But I look at our entire team and every single one of them is athletic. They're very quick on their feet. They react to balls and our entire team is very, very fast. So.
One other thing that Coach Lawson prides herself on is being able to recruit intelligent players. So who are some of the smartest people on the team?
Kayla, why don't you start and then we'll go to Mal.
Okay. Well, I feel like that's kind of a trick question because I can't really say that anybody on our team is dumb. But I think that everybody in and of themselves is very intelligent, and a lot of us have very innate softball skills. So when it comes to base running, you kind of have to see and react. And I think everybody is very, very good at that. And I think that actually is what makes even slow people really good base runners is if they know how to read situations and stuff like that. But I think everybody on our team is very intelligent. Otherwise, we wouldn't be here.
Yes, we definitely have a team full of smarties. We have outside of softball, we have future doctors, lawyers, accountants, computer software engineers on our team. And that just goes to show how, intelligent they are as people. But definitely when it rolls over to softball, because if, like Kayla said, base running is 80% mental. If you don't have it in the head, then your speed is going to do you nothing. So that can turn a slow runner into a great base runner, and that can turn a really fast runner into a bad base runner. So thankfully, we do have really smart people on our team, and their softball IQ is through the roof. So that really helps us both on and off the field.
And last question for us will be Dick Gabriel.
I'm going to put you all on the spot because your coach is still on this call. But What kind of student athlete do you have to be to play for Rachel Lawson?
We'll start with Mallory and then end with Kayla.
Well, if you're not a good student athlete, there's likely time that you have to spend outside of softball to get those grades up. So if you're not doing too hot, you're probably not practicing as much as you need to be in your off time. So definitely to play for Coach Lawson, you definitely need to have good grades. And if you slack in just intelligence, you better have the work ethic to make it up and to study for those grades that you need.
I completely agree with Mallory. Coach Lawson isn't the type to recruit people who slack both academically and in the weight room or on the field. Mentally, you kind of have to be mentally tough to deal with Coach Lawson. She likes to rag on us quite a bit in scrimmages and stuff like that, but we know never to take anything she says to heart. She's always joking around. She loves to talk a little smack right before you step up into the box. And that's kind of always my favorite thing before we scrimmage or before we hit live is I can always expect Coach Lawson to just rag on me just a little bit right before I step in, and kind of helps me mentally focus. And there's a lot of external factors that go into hitting. So it kind of mentally prepares you for when you face actual opponents in the SEC and stuff like that. So I think she recruits people who are both intelligent, but also very mentally tough to be able to do what we do every single day.
That's a great question to end on because Kayla has an 11 o'clock class, so we'll let her go. And I know Mallory has optometry visiting hours she has to fulfill, so we'll let her go do that. So thanks everyone for participating in softball.